Hey everyone, Brendan here, and right now I'm in Kakunodate, in the traditional samurai village. And I've been walking around here for a while so I could find some places to show you guys. And it's pretty interesting. Seeing a lot of the traditional buildings and all the so many tourists too, but seeing all the traditional buildings and traditional rooms and how people used to live back in the times of the samurai, which wasn't actually that long ago. It was only like 200 years ago, not like in the 1200s or whatever. So yeah, a fairly recent thing. Yeah, I'll just get to one of the places. In fact, I'll just show you what's going on so you don't have to stare at my face the whole time. So as you can see, it's a fairly traditional sort of place. Entranceways and all that. That one you have to pay to go into, and you aren't really allowed cameras in most of them, so I'm gonna avoid taking cameras in and being kicked out. So yeah. A nice garden there, and some rocks and trees. No, there was one place that I was visiting just before, the Ishiguro residence, I think it was called. It's the oldest building in the village. It's a really amazing building, and it's a really great place. So I'd highly recommend visiting all these buildings, and particularly the Ishiguro house, because even though it's open to tourists, behind the scenes, the 12th generation of the Ishiguro family still resides in that building. So it's fairly interesting that the family still lives there, and they were one of the what was it, the financial people, one of the financial family business people. So they were really fairly wealthy and fairly high rated, highly ranked among the people of the time. That really makes it sound really old, even though it was 200 years ago. But yeah. So yeah, sorry, I just thought there was something going on over there, but no. I'll see if I can go inside one of the buildings just over here. Show you guys around a bit. I don't know if I can. In fact, I might have to just cut the recording and so I can get over to one of the buildings where we can actually go inside and I can show you guys some of the stuff that's around there. The one thing I didn't realize that they had underground heating under the wooden tatami mats. Under the tatami mats anyway. They actually had fires underneath them to keep the floor warm and to keep everything heated. And they used to cook in sort of like a hole in the middle of the room, which in the Ishiguro residence they had one lit, and it was really hot, which was pretty cool. That wasn't a pun, but it was pretty cool anyway, seeing how the different, like how they were actually able to create such a decent heating place in the middle of a place that's in the middle of nowhere, in a valley surrounded with snow. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut, and I'll meet you guys at a place where they have some decent stuff inside and I can show you it. Right, so we're almost at a place where we can go in, I think. But yeah, it's just along here just a little bit. And this driveway entranceway here. This place is pretty nice. I came in here earlier on while I was looking around briefly. So yeah, and this we can't go onto the tatami mats because it might be bad for the thing, especially with lots of people who can easily wear them down. But as you can see, there's quite a bit of this is just a tiny sort of entrance sort of room where someone would enter, I guess. Then you've got the gates around through the garden and whatnot, with an epic wooden bridge across the garden and stuff. As you can see in here, they've got a setup which I think is to do with Boys' Day, which is on May the 5th. I think it's to do with that. I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on it. But yeah, the roofing is all traditional. It's again an older style building, obviously. So yeah, it's a really interesting place. I think we can see more inside this one. So here they've got some stamps. If you want to be a tourist and get some stamps. The rooms are pretty much all tatami and have the paper type doors to divide the house into different rooms, which is really interesting. And here they have like floor here. The entranceway here is all stone. Underneath that is where they would cook. It was open earlier on, but it doesn't seem to be open now. It's just a hole in the ground where they would have a fire pit and cook food. So yeah, here's a map of Kakunodate. I think it's from the olden times. I can't quite see. I think it's from a while back. There was one in the Ishiguro family building, which was a map from 1860 of the town, which was fairly interesting to have a look at. Unfortunately, I'm quite away from there at the moment, so I'm not gonna walk back there right now. But yeah, so I've been here most of the morning, and it's a pretty interesting place. There's another. I don't like calling it a samurai building because that sounds so like cheesy Western style. I'll call it a traditional style shogunate period building or something. But yeah, it's a pretty cool place, and I would definitely highly recommend visiting here. They've got I don't know, 10, 20 different traditional buildings and quite a bit of scenery and stuff to look at. And if you're here in spring like me, but you don't come early to here when it's still really cold, you might be able to see a whole lot of sakura trees, which unfortunately, because winter lasted so long and was so cold here, are not blooming yet. But that's okay. I think next week there'll be quite a lot blooming around. So yeah, it's a pretty nice place. And on that note, this afternoon I'm heading to Lake Tazawako, I think so anyway. I hope I am. I might continue vlogging from there. If not, I'll continue vlogging when I get to Kyoto, which is where I'm going next. And yeah. So I guess I'll catch you later. So yeah. See ya.